When I was about 16 years old, I used to love to go surfing. In fact, if I still had time, I would go, but being on the road keeps Little Bear busy, and my surfboard hasn't been in the water for over 3 years. Once a person has learned something like that, they can't forget it, but oftentimes doing it is different. You see, I think I still know how to surf, but believe me, if I went out surfing tomorrow and you came with me, you'd think I was a clown doing falling tricks. What happened is I became rusty. I would have to continue to practice again and to get advice from a more experienced surfer to find out what I needed to work on to get back to where I was when I was a good surfer. That's sort of what America was like back in 1679. The settlers were becoming rusty in their devotion to the Lord Jesus. Jesus said in Revelation 2:4, "You do not love me like you did at first when you first believed me." After the Chief Philip War, the settlers, mostly out of fear, and because their little settlements were burnt down, they returned to the local churches. They needed each other to help rebuild their homes and lives. They met daily in whatever churches were still standing, living there during the night and working to rebuild their homes during the day. Boys would help each other chop down trees and split rails and help Dad do whatever was needed. Girls helped sew clothes and replace those that were burnt in the fires that the Indians had started. In all this, they still prayed, said grace, and sang, but their hearts were far from God. Some knew it, some wanted to change, others didn't care. So like the surfer that comes along to help restore you to your former ability, God, out of love for us, sent those that were full of love, power, and a sound mind to rekindle that dying fire that was in the heart of the settlers. My friends, today America is exactly in the same place. Oh sure, there's lots of churches, but where's the love of the Lord in the midst of them? The Christians that go there, have they lost their love for Christ? My question is not so much to point the finger at others, but to point them at ourselves and ask us that same question. How much do we love the Lord? Are we continuing to love Him with all of our heart? America needs your love for Christ, because you, my friend, are the one that can spread that love to others. Jesus wants to rekindle that love in your heart. Let that spark spread to others. Be an example in love. In the next stories, we will see those who God raised up to do great feats for Him. They became instruments of love for the settlers who had lost it. Lord, make me an instrument of worship. I lift up my voice in your name. Lord, make me an instrument of worship. I lift up my voice in your name. Lord, make me a love song for Jesus. I lift up my voice in your name. Lord, make me a love song for Jesus. I lift up my voice in your name. Lord, make me an instrument of worship. I lift up my heart in your name. Lord, make me an instrument of worship. I lift up my heart in your name.